different. Days are getting noticeably darker and colder now that winter is fast approaching. I've always loved autumn and wished these beautiful mild autumn days lasted for longer, but I also always had a strange relationship with Novembers. To me, and I'm sure to many others, November is the month of transition. When summer is long gone, the sun is hiding behind grey clouds and mornings are filled with fog. All the wonderful and warm days are behind us, but it's still a bit too early to begin Christmas festivities. These are Novembers, chilling, melancholic, and transitional. No one seems to like Novembers, but recently I started thinking that perhaps they are not too bad after all. I wake up every morning to a loud chirping of birds whose activity seems to have only increased. Bright red rowan berries and purple grapes on my shed have slowly started to wilt, making a feast for robins and starlings which became frequent guests in my garden. I watch them quietly through the window as they make their way through bushes and evergreen lawns picking berries and worms. I spot all sorts of wildlife running through the fields whenever I venture out on long walks. When I lived in the city, I never noticed how much the nature awakens when November comes. To me, this month always seemed sleepy and dark, but in fact, there is so much activity and color to see when you only choose to notice. I woke up one morning to the first frost. The temperature outside showed -1 degrees, and I contemplated long whether I should leave my warm bed to go rosehip foraging. Earlier this autumn I made a promise to myself that as soon as the frost hits, I will collect rosehips and make the delicious syrup to be used on darker days. I have a lot of wild rose bushes growing in the fields and little forests around my village. I collected berries from multiple bushes, picking the ones that were still a bit hard and leaving the soft ones for birds to enjoy. If I had to give you the biggest and most life-saving tip for collecting rosehips, that would be to wear some proper gloves. That I learned after getting a few painful cuts from the wild rose thorns on my hands after this little venture. Rosehips are the perfect autumn berries, full of many health benefits and a huge amount of vitamin C. Apparently, rosehips have 2000 milligrams of vitamin C per 100 gram. In comparison, oranges only have 50. You can use this rosehip syrup as a supplement on its own, or make a rosehip tea or a rosehip cordial. I also poured it over yogurt for breakfast, and I found this rosehip whiskey sour cocktail recipe, which I am very curious to try. I collected about 460 grams of rosehips, which was good enough for 1 200 milliliter vial of syrup. It doesn't last for too long once opened, so it's perfect to be consumed within the next few remaining weeks of November. All you have to do is remove the dark ends and boil rosehips whole for about 30 minutes until soft. Squish with a wooden spoon and strain through a sieve and a mesh cloth. This part is extremely messy, hence why I did it outside. I poured the juice back into the clean saucepan, added a bit of water, sugar and lemon juice, and boiled for another 5 minutes. I saw a lot of recipes which suggested to use 1 or 2 cups of sugar, but I thought it was too excessive. I actually like the naturally tart taste of rosehips, so for the amount of rosehips I had, I only added 1 full tablespoon of sugar. This was sweet enough for me. What I would suggest is taste the syrup and add sugar gradually to make sure that it suits your own preference. You can also spice up your syrup by adding some cozy autumnal spices like cinnamon, star anise and cloves in the initial boiling stages, which is what I would definitely do next time. hope this helps to sweeten and brighten your November days a little bit. After all, these are the last days when we can still enjoy autumn in all its glory. When most beautiful leaves dance in the air as they make their way to the ground. When leaves are still golden, covering earth in thick, crunchy carpets. When despite that grey melancholy of November, you can still find a lot of moments to be playful. Stay cozy at home watching birds nib on berries, or take a walk on a chilled morning with a cup of coffee in hand. Listening to the gentle rustle of leaves under your feet, saying good morning to every passerby, and finding joy in every passing autumn day. Novembers really aren't that bad after all.